We live in an age where those in power are openly using every weapon at their disposal to impose their will upon the future. Where the principles of authoritarianism and individualism stand in open conflict in the streets, in the courts, in the news, in everyday life. Where the choices we make and the choices that are made for us have consequences no one can foresee. You do not stand alone. You do not fight alone. You do not suffer alone. We are united. We resist. We are here with you. As long as there is a truth that remains hidden, as long as lies are spread openly, we will continue to speak out. We will continue to question. We will continue to be the united resistance.
That's right. We are continuing that fight every single week, and it's no different. We're here this week. No Janet tonight. No, unfortunately, Tommy. Tommy's not feeling well. There may be a possible Vinny sighting. We'll see if Vinny stops by or not. But we have Free Speech Gaming, Steven.
What's up, everybody? I'm looking forward to another episode of United Resistance here. I had myself a wonderful weekend down in Orlando. Got to meet a buttload of the Geeks and Gamers crew. Got to meet Jeremy, Ryan, Steph, Krista, Johnny64. Got to very briefly meet Gina Carano. She actually walked up and shook a bunch of our hands. She saw some people with the Rebellion shirts on. That was really nice. Got to hang out with some people from our smaller community here. Got to hang out with Stephen Walton. Who else did I see? Ricky from Legion Talks. Rogue Disney, Spirian, and Ords. So,
yeah, Ords is nice. Good people.
Oh, yeah, we hung out a good amount. Ords was myself, Spirian, and Tom, Rogue Disney. Did a lot of hanging out. Cool dudes.
Always fun to walk around with Ords, because just walk around... talking stoner shit, man.
Yup. Yeah.
That's pretty much. That's a hangout with Ords right there.
Yup. Stoner shit, and like him talking to Spirian about Star Wars.
And hail to the man, myth, the legend, Etep, the people's champ.
What's going on, man? Yeah, Etep Wakuin from the Place to Be Reviews. We just had our 1,000th upload celebration last night. It was fun, man. It's always good getting together with the Horsemen on Monday nights. It's been, I guess, a big news day today, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, we're just doing the normal thing over at the channel. I got that Nitro video from week 7 of 95 coming probably tomorrow or Thursday. My work schedule got thrown off this week, but I have the house to myself from Friday through Monday again this weekend, so... I'll be putting in work and doing a lot of recording. The Saturday night live streams are killing it. So we're gonna keep doing those. So we'll do another one of those this weekend. But yeah, absolutely. Big things going on over there, man. Good to be here with this wonderful panel, this amazing chat. Thank you for having me, Drew. Good to see you, brother. Brahma and Steven, as always, man. Steven, glad you had fun. I saw some pictures on Facebook Steven posted, so.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Scantily clad women, lots of nerd shit going on. Also met
Yeah.
some Star Trek guys. Got LeVar Burton
Okay.
and Brent Spiner
Oh.
signatures. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
It would have been hard meeting LeVar Burton not to be like, take a look, it's in a book. I'm
I
reading
resisted.
Rainbow.
I resisted.
I
He'd
would have
just pick up the song.
if I
Oh, yeah.
if I would have met LeVar Burton, I'd be like, damn, dude, you know, uh, how's that brain damage coming along? You got along the way.
What happened to you?
Exactly. Mr. Brahma Bull, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Great to have
Doing
you.
good. Yeah, channel's going well. I'm up to right around 130
That's right.
subscribers now, so that's
Plugging
it's
along.
growing. I'm throwing a video out a week, and I think gonna start live streaming Sundays at around 6 p.m. Mountain, starting in 2 weeks as soon as school year's done. Got my daughter graduating from high school this week, so it's gonna be
Congrats.
a busy week. Thank you. And yeah, had a whole bunch of mic trouble last night, so I had to go out and splurge for a replacement mic, get rid of that Blue
Sounded
Yeti
good,
thing.
homie.
So
Sounded good.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, let me let's go on down the list. Say what's up to our chat. We got Keely Chow in the house. We've got Shofar 7AU. I'm guessing Shofar, you must be from the land of Oz. What's up? The Time Prophet. What up, Time Prophet? Good to see you, buddy. Pope Metallicus, a great dude. Always like Pope Metallicus in the chat. My dear friend Godzillionaire is here. Godzillionaire like never misses a show, actually. I don't think. And of course our boy Tony Tone Death the Clown will review. What up, bro? Good to see you. Let's see. Janet is at least here in the chat, which is awesome. We've got our friend Just Another Red Shirt. Great to see Red Shirt. He's all around one of the great moderators around this community. You might know him from moderating Friday Night Tights. Lasso of Truth, the goddess modest of them all that keeps our chat safe. That's right. Trina's in the house. Great to see Trina. And Chris Fisk is in the house. What's going on, man? Great to see you, Chris. Chris, I actually want to have you on this show at some point, so reach out to me, please. My dude, Medi from Twitter Spaces. Medi's another one. Never misses a show, and I like it. Blue-eyed Rookery in the base. What up, Tony? I'm definitely wanting to have you on too at some point, dude. The Sentinel. What's going on, man? It's good to see you, Sentinel. I haven't talked to you in a minute, bro. I hope everything's going well. Yeah, so hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear, folks. I think I got a bump on the internet, so I hope I sound good and the signal's good and everything else. It seems like it is. And Trina is right. If you could, anything that you decide to throw tonight at Super Chats or anything like that, if you could just go ahead and just throw it at, Mom's Memorial Fund, because we do need help right at the moment. And, is basically at the start of this month when they went and, the Social Security sent her another payment, pulled it back out, and in the process, they went and torpedoed what was in the bank account. So I'm going to have a real problem. I'm already in a problem trying to get through June, which is 6 days away. So that is what I'm up against. So we're trying to basically make that shortfall back up so that can make it through this next month and keep bringing you great information. So there, there it is. Um, but the but anyways, yeah. Right now we've got pretty much breaking news because I don't know how many people have heard. There's been a school shooting in Texas. Um, it is around the San Antonio area. As far as I know, it was a young 18-year-old Hispanic kid. He is of Hispanic descent anyway. You know, I have questions about this because obviously, he was from the local high school. It looks like the 14 kids were dead and a couple of teachers as this kid ran into an elementary school and started firing. I've heard conflicting reports that this kid was there was a bolo out on this kid's car. He's running from, he's already in trouble with the cops. He was running away from the cops at the time, was one account. So don't necessarily know what is the facts yet. But I will say this. You could guarantee, because the president is already going to come on later and speak about it, that it will be heavily politicized by the left. They will make this, even though it is a tragedy, even though it is, as with many of these, an isolated incident where, unfortunately, a young man that may not have been of sound mind or whatever his motivation was, he went and took some people's lives. It had no rhyme or reason to it. However, again, it will be heavily politicized by both the left and the right, obviously. And, it's sad that we can't take a minute and mourn the loss of life and, you know, uh, send our prayers posthumously for those children that passed away. We have to worry about, this being turned into a gun grab situation again, which it will be. There'll be people all over the place advocating for that, and it's just curious to me. The timing of the situation couldn't have come at a worse time because it's running at the same time that the Davos conference that we're primarily going to speak about today is going on. And those people don't want anybody to be armed for obvious reasons. So it's sad. It's sad, but again, turning our eyes to our own country. That's the latest right now. There's been a school shooting at a high school, or this was at a elementary school around the San Antonio area in Texas, and 14 people dead as it stands right now. Stephen, what do you have? If there's anything.
Actually, I pulled an article up here that's from a local station, San Antonio one.
Okay.
I didn't know if you wanted to take a look at that. It has some photos, and I think this one's a little bit less politicized, at least.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got it I shared the screen for it.
Oh, okay. Let's take a look here.
So live on the scene, 14 students, 1 teacher dead following mass shooting in Uvalde. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Uvalde, probably.
Okay, yeah. 14 children and 1 teacher were killed in a shooting at an elementary school. The 18-year-old gunman is dead. I don't know if they've mentioned how he died yet, whether it was, self-inflicted or if the police took him out.
I'm pretty sure on some of the reports I heard that it was law enforcement took him down.
Okay. Let's see. Governor Greg Abbott said an 18-year-old man opened fire at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, about 85 miles west of San Antonio. It was the deadliest school shooting in Texas history. Does that actually compete with the college shooting, or are they just talking like K through 12? But that's
probably.
something for it. Yeah, I mean, it's still bad.
Probably regular public school, not universities.
Yeah, probably.
Hail Terminus.
He shot and killed horrifically, incomprehensibly 14 students and killed a teacher, said the governor, adding that 2 officers were shot and wounded but were expected to survive. Deadly shooting began at 11:43 a.m. Tuesday at Robb Elementary off Old Carrizo Road near U.S. Highway 83. Robb Elementary has an enrollment of just under 600 students. So, I mean, that sounds like a relatively small elementary school to me.
That's probably the whole town or the whole county.
Mm-hmm.
And in Texas, towns like that, you're going to have one elementary, one junior high, and one high school usually.
Yep. Abbott identified the shooter as 18-year-old Salvador Ramos. He was killed by officers. So, yeah, there we go. Just more quotes from the governor. According to the governor, the shooter abandoned his car and entered the elementary with a handgun and possibly a rifle. They misspelled rifle. Abbott added that 2 responding officers were also struck by rounds but have no serious injuries. It looks like it's just more quotes. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely horrific. And I have another, I'll just quickly show you. This is a CNN article at it, and it has very bland headline, right? Deadly shooting at Texas elementary school. I mean, you don't need much when you have deadly shooting in school and the title. People are going to click on it. This is the section of what they actually know. This is the actual information they give. This is is all of the politicizing from CNN.
Mm-hmm.
Like they start off right away with Hillary Clinton's thoughts and prayers are not enough. After years of nothing, we are becoming a nation of anguished screams. And of course goes ahead and calls on legislators to, ban guns.
Yeah, of course. That's going to be the immediate thing. So supposedly,
never let a crisis go to waste.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's and that is definitely the mantra of who? Oh, by the way, the globalists. The supposedly this kid shot his grandmother before going into the school and shooting that up. So who knows what the full detail is here, but if you guys see pictures on your Twitter of this kid, he does bear a striking resemblance in some photos to the Night Stalker Richard Ramirez. Which is what
was his name? Salvador what?
Salvador Ramos. Ramos.
That definitely sounds like a white supremacist name to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was an ultra MAGA conservative.
I'm sure.
He was probably even a member of what's the Khaki Brigade? The Liberty
Patriot
Front,
Prayer?
the Patriot Front or whatever their name is.
Yeah.
The
torches.
Those LARPing idiots. I'm sure he was a member of all those extreme alt-right, evil white supremacist cis heteronormative groups.
Yeah. Blue-Eyed Roof Korean the base says this kid was 18 and went to high school locally as well. So it's likely that he possibly knew some people there. I'm going to remove Freezy stuff and put up a picture that I found. And, this is kind of crazy because this this is the one where this kid does actually look like the Night Stalker.
Holy shit, dude! That looks like Richard Ramirez out of American Horror Story.
It really does. He looks
American Horror Story 1984. That's what it looks like.
It looks, it really does. It's creepy, the resemblance.
Wow, that's fucking Jesus.
And then
it's probably better off that he was the power button was pushed on his life force, because that's the kind of weirdo that goes to prison and has like an army of like Manson like zombie females that are like obsessed with him. And then make him even bigger celebrity and give him that celebrity that he doesn't deserve.
Yeah, and then here's another picture of the kid. And this is just like I said, you have to wonder the just what motivated the kid, and what exactly the deal was here. Now, the other thing I want to point out was that you know, when you think about something like this, and this kid definitely, what are the chances possibly that this kid was a possible, like, wasn't a fully naturalized citizen yet, put it that way? Wouldn't that be interesting? That will that will change the narrative completely.
No, that'll just make it disappear.
It'll go away just like the Waukesha in Wisconsin. It'll go away just like that assault SUV story.
Or the Boulder shooting at the grocery store that turned out to be the wrong race for their narrative.
Yeah. No, the story will stay. It's just the guy will leave. It'll be a lone floating handgun.
Yep.
All by itself.
It was a ghost. Like it was a ghost gun.
Jacob Marley was using it.
Yeah.
It was the ghost of old Tom Joad.
I like Tehilam's comment. Can Davos take their own advice and depop themselves? Yeah, we're gonna get into that subject in about a minute and a half.
They're all in one place.
Yes, they really are. You know, and my God, I really wish that they would carpet bomb, like just WEFHQ and all the nice buildings that aren't far from there, like the WHO and everything else. Can do without those.
Just a little drone strike.
Yeah.
Just a couple well placed drones. That's all.
But you know, the thing of it with you know, with this, and again, folks, you know, just because I wanted to cover this first because it is breaking news. You know, just make sure that, again, when you are checking for the facts on this, don't fall for the dumb shit because they're going to throw it at you. The whole, you know, make the impassioned plea to take away everybody's guns. You know, guns aren't supposed to be widely available. If this, you know, if they want to ban semi-automatics, which is hilarious. You know, so don't fall for the nonsense.
Well, and it's also election day in Texas.
Yeah, it's a tragedy by any stretch, but I wouldn't go so far as to call this a false flag, obviously, because people legitimately died. But you know, don't fall for the minutia around it, is what I'm trying to tell you. So, yep. Chris Fish says, or the little white kid tossed over the balcony by Black Hat Mall of America, or the subway shatter, or the little white kid being shot in the head in his front yard by his black neighbor. Or, yep, exactly. Yep. Those are inconvenient, Chris. They don't politicize those. You know, Tony says this oddly happened same time FBI begs for praise for saving W from ISIS today. FBI literally recycled Gretchen Whitmer blood. The kid being dead sucks and doesn't fit the recent cases. Yep, Soul Assassin says they're already calling for the gun control. Chris Fisk, it was Davos, like very close. Yes, it makes me think of the same thing. Ty Roberts said the kid was probably a rich kid who had access to guns anyway. I don't know. The way the kid's dressed in some of those pictures sure doesn't look rich.
There's not a lot of rich in those small Texas towns.
No.
I don't know the town really, but I mean, if it's way over in West Texas,
small time
85
Republic.
miles away from San Antonio, it's probably a small, you know, one stoplight town.
Yep. Hail to small time Republic. I assume Hillary doesn't want her Secret Service to disarm, though. No, of course.
No, you know how many people would accidentally shoot themselves in the back of the head 15 times then?
Those
Yeah.
would stop happening all of a sudden. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yep.
Has anybody checked on our little buddy David Hogg today?
Yeah.
See
Oh,
what
he'll
he's saying?
he'll be doing laps. He'll be.
Oh
he'll
yeah.
be
Boy, he
doing laps
he
around
messed
Twitter.
up, didn't he?
and he's become like the white Al Sharpton. He's the
Yep.
fucking
He
worst
really is,
ambulance
man.
chaser.
He
Yep.
really is. But that guy that kid embraced that. And it's funny because there's still pictures from other places that I swear to God that kid's a crisis actor.
Oh yeah. He's
You
a little
know,
fucking drone. He is. That kid's just a little robot.
let's see. Soul Assassin says Uvalde is 90 minutes west of San Antonio, mostly small. Awesome. Thank you for the info, Soul Assassin. Let's see. Solar Warden is here. Hail to Solar Warden. What's up, man? Another monster. Hail to you. Great to see you. And Christmas says, take away the sheepdog, shouted the lamb. So wolves all agreed. Medi says, a little MK Ultra, anyone? Man, yeah, it makes you fucking wonder. David Hogg's dad is the Fed. Yes, he is. Yeah, that's a good call there, Tony. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's already tweeting. I checked on it.
Yeah. Oh, of course he is.
Tons of them.
Of course he is. So, speaking of stuff that has dominated Twitter, the Davos conference is going on. Obviously, the WHO vote, all that stuff. People are feeling bad enough about the WHO vote, but then you add it to the fact that just this whole Davos conference is going on, and typically, I mean, you've got statements being made by Klaus Schwab, by people like that are just absolutely fucking ridiculous. I mean, and they are really doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on their on just their whole agenda, the narrative of depopulation, and they're not even hiding it.
Yeah, they haven't for a long time. They've just been open about it. That's the worst part about the way that not just global governments, but even national and sometimes even local governments do. They tell you the crap they're going to do, and enough people just don't pay attention who go out and vote that they're like, okay, this is fine.
Yeah, Jack Posobiec said, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the footage where Jack was basically detained, and the thing is you have to wonder if that was a direct setup. Now, Jack is openly anti-globalist. He, I follow him. He follows me. Oh God, I met Jack actually back. We had him on Bounding Live a couple times. Yeah, and I met him back then, and that was like a couple of years ago. So I've been, professionally friends with Jack for a long time. It's just funny that they would stop him, and they say like, it's funny they have like the Reuters fact check says the World Economic Forum does not have a police force. No, they don't. But what they did is they have a private entity that they work with called Europol or whatever. Okay, Europol then turns around and hires some of the local police anyway. So no, the World Economic Forum by proxy or by themselves do not have a police force, but by proxy they do. And that's how they get around it. They say, "Oh, we don't have a police force." No.
Yeah.
But this is how they do it, and that's again that was totally came down from Klaus Schwab and people like that. And hailed wait down. What up, bro? Good to see you. Bruce Lombardo of Dick's Division. What up, brother?
Yeah, Sobiek had a podcast today about the Bill Gates thing. I haven't gotten to listen to it yet, but he's already announcing what the next pandemic is going to be.
Yeah.
How nice of him.
Yeah. What up, Dark
Glad
Pastor?
they know.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is, though, there's going to be idiots that just fall for it again. And just govern me harder, daddy. Govern me harder, daddy. That's exactly what they're going to say. And these people are already saying it. Watch. It's going to be the monkey, allegedly monkeypox. I'll guarantee, it's just this whole thing is ridiculous. It's like how many lemmings, it's these, how many useful idiots are there in this country? It's like literally how many people are that brainwashed that they just go along with anything. It's like it's sad to have to quote Loki, but they crave subjugation, and it's like they do because these people they don't know how to be a leader in even such a small, minute way as taking control and having mastery of their own life. They need somebody else outside to give them a sense of purpose and something to work towards, and it's ridiculous.
Well, you guys want to let me show you guys something shocking, and I say that in jest. Hey, guess what? WHO chief Tedros reelected for a second 5-year term. Gee, that's a shock.
Right.
Oh my God. And this is just continues to go on and on and on. It's so obvious. In the whole thing, of course, with monkeypox, it's crazy.
I haven't done a lot of reading into it, but everything I've heard says it's an STD. So why would you need a quarantine for that?
Yeah, I can't wait.
There's a pretty simple way to not get an STD.
Oh,
maybe not in Africa.
Solar Warden says vast majority of people are so complacent wanting to go about their daily lives that to actually see what is going on is too shocking for them. So they stay in a state of blissful ignorance. Yeah. Bruce says, I'm sure Wuhan is trying to make it an aerosol spread true. Well, it's funny as well. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures where they showed side by side monkeypox and then shingles. It looks the exact same thing. Exact same picture was used actually. Right. And then they're trying to pass this off as that. And there was the line of thinking that perhaps this is vaccine injury that is being played off as another pandemic.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, I actually think it's kind of weird. This is just an observation I've had recently. Having been down in Florida at the con, and today I went to go vote here in Georgia for the primary. And it seems like a lot of it depends on where you are as to whether or not people are just going to blindly follow the crap that they're putting out. But I think that for certain areas, the more red a state is, the more that this was the government crying wolf one too many times with the past 2 years. I think a lot of people, and it's kind of sad because if there ever is an actual emergency, a lot of people are going to go, why the hell would I even believe that? or at least they'll do some research into it. But it's like at MegaCon, maybe 5% of people were wearing masks. When I went to go vote today, no one was paying attention to the sign that said, please stay 6 feet apart from everybody else.
No.
And
People
nobody
are
was
done.
wearing masks.
Yeah.
People are
That's-
done with that, dude.
Yep.
And
I was just gonna address Medi's point, guys. What happens if WHO decides that guns are a health concern?
well,
You see it.
they've been trying to do that for years with the CDC taking over gun violence statistics and stuff like that. The Center for Disease Control monitoring gun violence, and it's funny too because the CDC, they have to release they release the numbers, and it's like, where's the gun violence always centered? What cities? Who controls those cities? Where are the strictest gun laws in those states? So it's hilarious to see all these. It's like, yeah, they've done gun grabs in like California and things like that in New York. They've made it they've made it difficult to own firearms, and yet you in Illinois too, and then you have all these homicides in Chicago. God, who was it this year is at a wreck? It's not Baltimore, is it? I can't remember what city it is now. I was listening to something about the gun violence earlier, and it's like, but it's a Democrat-run city, of course, and it's like you feel bad because it's not just people shooting each other over the wrong color bandanas. Sometimes there's kids and shit, and this kind of goes hand in hand with the tragedy in Texas. There's kids and innocent people that catch the wrong end of those stray bullets.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When those people shooting at each other over the wrong color bandanas or whatever are shooting at each other because they don't know how to aim, so they throw the bullet sideways and they just go everywhere. And that's the sad truth of the situation. We're dealing with people who literally want to act subhuman. They want to act subhuman, and you call it out and you're a bad person and it's whataboutism, and it's like, no, literally, that is a huge problem. That is a huge freaking problem that you're just choosing to ignore because it's inconvenient, and as we said about earlier, it breaks the narrative. It doesn't just break it, it just blows it up. It destroys the foundation of it right there. That's where the gun violence is happening, is in these areas, and they have strict gun laws. So tell me, what are you doing? Oh yeah, we defunded the police. How bad did crime get? Oh yeah. And then all these cities spent extra money in their budget to increase policing, and it's a never-ending cycle because they don't want to actually correct the root of the problem. All they want to do is put paint, and put a Band-Aid on a literal bullet wound.
And an armed society is a polite society.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
We have a super chat for Termin Cess for $5 American. Says we already have a cure for smallpox. Drew's giant talk DNA. Hashtag beware the Drew.
Look at Drew, just look at that. You have people sending you money to talk about your dong. That right there, my friend, is a compliment.
Hail to Lady Toriel. Love Lady Toriel. Thank you so much, Lady T. She just tipped $10 on the Stream Element side. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Blue-eyed Recreating the Base Tony says a federal gun grab will be a pop-up point for a Civil War period, even if the DOJ required permitting without Congress selling us out. This will take a while because states will fight back. Bruce Lombardo says, I want a contest. How many bloody white hats can we collect? People helping out the WEFR white hats, yes. And this is the thing. We really need to, again, just if you have people and they don't understand about the World Economic Forum and everything else, it's like things like this right here. Okay, and let me share this, but let me share my Twitter back up because it just pulled this up. And this is this again on the left. You can see the founder of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab. On the right, his father, intimate confidant of Hitler, the industrious industrialist and fascist Eugen Schwab in uniform. Klaus was born in Hitler's Germany in 1938. At that time, his father was in charge. This is, by every definition, folks, the Fourth Reich. They're not going to come out and tell you they're the Fourth Reich, but they are the Fourth Reich.
Yep.
Pay attention to their ideology. Pay attention to the what they want to institute. The very things that they want to do to people. If somebody can sit there, and I don't care how they spin it, but if somebody could sit there and say, well, 1 billion have to die from various things because they're not dying quick enough, and we need them to die in order for everything to be balanced for the greater good. I mean, that's ghoulish as fuck.
It absolutely is, because it's like the greater good. The greater good. It's like, well, who's determining the greater good? Oh, your dad. Your dad is a. Yeah. That gives me goosebumps, and it's disgusting, and it's fucking gross.
And again, we already know about stuff like Soros. We've known about Soros for a long time. Where what do you think Soros originated?
That man is pure evil. Oh yeah, absolutely. That man is pure evil. He always has been.
Yeah, exactly.
And Soros, either today or yesterday at Davos, basically said, "No, the number one thing on the agenda has to be stopping Putin. That's the most pressing thing right now." So they're worried about that.
That's a smokescreen.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're more than happy that Putin is doing this. War happens, their profits go up.
Yep.
Every time.
Yep. And destabilization.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, now what's funny now is the fact that they're saying they shifted rhetoric, and now the funny part is apparently today Kissinger, which is funny, was calling for peace, saying, "Oh, we should have peace."
Yeah, someone actually brought up a interesting point about the whole Russia conflict and our involvement with it recently, and I was just wondering your guys' opinion on it. So they were saying, if we didn't do something about this Russia situation, if we didn't involve ourselves in some way, it would basically be the spark for China to go and invade Taiwan. The only difference for me really is that we have a stake in Taiwan on an open level, whereas the only stakes we have with Ukraine are personal levels done through our politicians.
Yeah. Well, and Biden stuck his foot in his mouth again and said that unequivocally we would be coming to the defense of countries if other countries did anything else. And it's like, dude, you don't get to do that. I mean, stop showing everybody the U.S.'s cards at all times, too. I mean, and China's sitting back going, "Oh, really? So if we try to go take Taiwan, you're gonna stop us?" Okay. Yeah,
all right.
You won't even remember it happened.
Yep. Dun. World War III. I mean,
Schwab basically came out, and there's a clip that you can see on Twitter now where he goes and he's talking about the future is shaped by us. I mean, he just comes out and says the future is shaped by us. Yeah. Like you can't do jack shit about it.
Tell that motherfucker you're 175 years old, bitch. You're yesterday. You're lucky you're alive still, old man River.
But he's basically telling you that they're stronger than us, and they're going to shape the future because they know what's best.
Pretty sure he also stated that he will have the U.S. and China, coming together for whatever he's saying.
Is this
yeah.
motherfucker? Is he a Bond villain? Like this is like some James
Essentially.
Bond villain. Like seriously, some like Bond villain shit.
Well, this is why Trump, why thankfully he had the fucking wherewithal to pull us out originally of the WHO and said
Yeah,
fuck the WHO. We don't
yeah.
want to have nothing to do with that.
It's a
Um,
racket.
yeah, and he knew, and man, it's crazy. And then Biden's just handing the country to them on a silver platter, like, hey, grab this before I can't give it to you.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even know what he's doing. He just signs shit. Literally that man, and I know we clown on him because he is just a complete buffoon, but he's got dementia. I mean this guy, he's got, if not
Mhm.
onset, it's there. You know, I mean there's
Oh yeah, absolutely.
he's not mentally sharp. I mean he's not, his acumen, his
If there's
manner
4
of
stages,
speaking,
he's at 6.
yeah. It's bad, and it's kind of it's sad. But this is the thing that kills me about him is he's been in Washington basically for 50 years. 50 years. He's he's 78, 79. Okay, so he got in there when he was in his early 20s, 20, 21, 22, in that range, given I'm not sure exactly how old he is. But he's been basically a joke his entire career. He's hung in there by the grace of lobbyists for some reason, because he's bought and paid for by the right people, and he knew the right people. But his voting record, I mean, the guy, he's never won anything, and all of a sudden, this guy comes out at 81 million. It just, nothing about this adds up. So yeah, he's, they're talking about Obama being a Manchurian candidate, and then Trump. Now I think we're on the one right here because they found the one that they could literally control like a literal puppet.
Yeah, they don't even need the microchip. They just put whatever on the teleprompter, and he gets at least 60% of it right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
Mhm.
I mean, dude
Just like
campaigned from
Anchorman.
his basement. Yeah.
He'll read whatever's put in front of him.
Well,
Yeah.
here's a
Or he'll
here's
try.
well, here's the thing. Jack actually tweeted this. Oh God, this was from 11 hours ago. Let's see here. The rhetoric shift. Both the New York Times editorial board and Henry Kissinger are at the Davos are both calling for a negotiated peace for Ukraine, even if it means ceding territory to Russia. So they're already starting on the sellout line. They're selling Ukraine down the river, man.
Yep.
They just literally used Ukraine as a fucking excuse to get countries to dump money into it, and they're taking this money and turning it into profit. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's just that, oh my God, Ukraine is just getting sold the fuck out right now.
So,
because it's
bit of a
it's just a pawn. Sorry, Steven.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're good. I was just saying, a bit of a conspiracy. I mean, kind of what you were leading into there, Drew, is you've got all of these politicians with their kids at these nationalized energy companies. Prices have been going down, or energy prices have been going up, and that's making it more difficult for people to purchase. So those companies' profit levels are going down. So in order to cover all of these politicians' kids continuing to get paid, right after we send them over, what was it, $40 billion? Billion with a beat, Carl Sagan $1 billion over there, but we can't finish building the damn wall. Right afterwards, it's like, hey guys, time for peace now.
Yeah, that's
a little bit of useless land.
That's legit what happened, Godzillionaire. The $40 billion check cleared. Okay, Ukraine can surrender now.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. But this is the thing. This war, it's such puppetry. There's such, it's just pulling of fucking strings. And that's what it's like. So much of this war is theater because you see it as a stalemate. I wonder if it's a design stalemate.
It's controlled opposition. It's just like our political system. It's the Globetrotters and the Washington Generals on a more grandiose scale. I mean, you've got a president in the dude from Ukraine. I can't think of his name offhand. Yeah, thank you. Who is an actor? literally, who was in a movie about playing the president. You can't write this. You can't write a better script than this.
Yeah.
And then you've got all these fake, this model. I'm up fighting on the front line. Bitch, no, you're not. Like the during the interview, the soldier, his freaking magazine falls out of his rifle. Like, I mean, the girl had an airsoft rifle. I mean, there's too many. They try to pass off that video as Ukraine. It was freaking Detroit. I mean, there's too much shit that doesn't add up. And you've got all these people, the leftist cult members, with their Ukrainian flags in their bio. I'm Ukrainian, and I'm sitting back going, let it burn. It's run by Nazis. Let it burn.
Yeah,
What?
I mean,
What? We got no play. We got no. Oh yeah, that's right. We have financial stake through our politicians, and of course the human trafficking game that goes through there, which we all know. Nod, nod, wink,
Right.
wink. That's a huge human trafficking hub.
And the
so-
bio labs to get forgotten all the time.
Yeah. What is there, like 8 or 9 of them there? That's what.
12 last count I heard.
That's what
what we
Putin
know
was
about.
doing. That's what Putin wanted. He wanted to shut those freaking biolabs down because they're on the board. Yeah, but but I would just let him duke it out. Was my thing from the go. Let him just whatever happens over there. We don't need to get involved in it.
yeah.
We don't.
We
You know,
definitely
we,
don't need to be sending our money there.
John,
$40 billion.
John DeBelbis, great to have you here. Thank you so much for watching this evening.
That's why he's president, because they got him. They get rid of him. Then you've got Dum Dum number 2, heals up Harris, and then you've got the Wicked Witch of the West, Nancy Pelosi, with her scotch as vice president, which is what she's wanted, and she couldn't win it. She couldn't run because nobody wanted her crazy ass as VP, and she wouldn't make it out of a primary as a presidential candidate because she's a senile drunk bitch. So. That's their plan right there. That's why they did it with Trump. They talked about invoking the 25th Amendment on him and saying he was mentally unfit. And I said, this isn't going to stick with him because even his doctors, when they examined, they said his mental acumen is freaking sharp as a tack. That man works 18 to 20 hours a day. His Secret Service got annoyed because he didn't sleep. And they had to work such long shifts. So to say his mental acumen was not there, no. That was a beta test to see how it was received. So now it's like you've got all the signs are there for Biden. All they've got to do is pull the trigger, and there's no way because the rhinos are going to say, yeah, get him out of there, just because they'll see that as a W because those assholes are playing a short game when the other side is playing the freaking marathon game. They're playing the long game. That's the problem with controlled opposition.
Well, that made him essentially, he cannot be impeached because then you get Harris.
Yeah, exactly. But
we're not going to do anything even after the midterms, no matter how bad it gets. I really don't think they'll do it either because he is the puppet right now. Why replace the puppet?
I think they want Harris because she's younger. They see, even though allegedly
they thought they wanted Harris, and then even every person on the planet knows that Harris is too much of an idiot to actually win another election.
No, she couldn't run on her own her own merits as a Democrat and win. There's no way. I mean, honestly, I don't even think the Democrat black population would vote for her because she doesn't stand for them. She was raised wealthy.
No, she changes her fucking nationality like every week.
Not to mention that there's her ancestors sold slaves out of Jamaica. But she wants to talk about knowing the struggle and growing up a poor black child. Cue the choir in the background. When she's back there telling her story.
But she told her grandmother that she wanted freedom.
Yeah.
Trina says, remember how at the end of Trump's term, Pelosi did that 25th Amendment thing and said it was for the next president? The steal was planned all along.
They want Biden. They're going to 25A Biden. Then Harris is going to do something stupid within a week. She's going to get impeached. It'll be Nancy's turn. And Hillary's just going to have to skulk in the corner because she was in line, but she wasn't going to get it.
How exactly does that work, though? If the 25th is invoked, then Harris becomes VP, does she appoint a VP and then the
No.
line of succession restarts, or does it still go
It's
to
Yeah.
Speaker.
Pelosi,
It just
Steve Martin and the
Yep.
jerk. I
even
love
if there's
that.
a VP put in?
It goes, yeah, it goes to the Speaker of the House becomes Vice President, and everybody moves. They basically just move up one level by the order of
I thought the Senate got to
succession.
confirm a VP.
I
No,
mean,
Like I thought you got to appoint and have it confirmed for a VP.
I always thought it was the Speaker of the House moved up by order. That was the order of succession.
I'll have to look
under
into
the
that.
event.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
so rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tony says Congress changed something about the 25th Amendment. I remember Pelosi said the change wasn't even about Trump. What was the change? Does anyone actually know?
I don't remember them changing. I don't remember that.
Well,
I remember them, like I said, I just remember them invoking.
Yeah,
it,
I don't remember
trying.
what the formal change was to it, but I seem to recall, Tony, that you are probably on the right track.
I don't think they changed anything. I think they went to who is the rules and regulations person within the House?
Is that Schumer or
No, it's not a specific person. It's a title. It's the ones that basically tell them what they can and cannot do, as far as actual rules and how the House workings go. But I think all they were doing was confirming what situation they could actually get somebody in or out and broadening that. But I mean, you can't change the amendment. It's an amendment.
Time Prophet says Meghan Markle will become queen of the planet and run the WEF. Oh God. Oh shit.
What happened when JFK was assassinated? Who became VP after they raised up Johnson? Was it the House or the Speaker of the House, or did they appoint or did they nominate and appoint another VP? Because
I don't know.
That's the most recent situation where it's happened, right?
Solar Warden
Nixon.
and Solar Warden and Redshirt said it was the parliamentarian of the House.
Parliamentarian, yeah, they're the parliamentarian. Basically, they're supposed to be the rules gurus. So I think they were running it by the parliamentarian. What can and cannot happen.
An amendment can't be changed. Pelosi simply held a meeting about it. Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is with the whole thing, I think that going back to Biden, as you guys said, he was a perfect fall guy. He was a perfect Manchurian candidate. I said that back when the guy was running. I was like, this guy's a Manchurian candidate. And I know somebody said Gabbard would have been a better VP. Yeah, there was no chance that she was ever going to get near that because she's too center. She's too center for them. They don't like that she's center.
Yeah, and like she's too far left for someone like me with the, especially with her views on guns and the like. But the problem with her was she thinks for herself. That's the big problem with her. She doesn't just immediately look at what the party line is and just repeat. That's what they wanted.
Right. And I'm still not entirely trustworthy of her either, because at one point she was in the WEF Young Global Leaders program. So, I kind of, take some pause with that. But at the same time, she has demonstrated so far, at least, that, the Democrats want nothing to do with her simply because she is, too center as opposed to their far, far left push. And they don't like the fact that she pushes back against some of what they're pushing for. So they weren't gonna let her be an issue.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, she has integrity. I just disagree with her.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I would have much rather it been Tulsi Gabbard. Like, if she had won, I'd be like, I'm not going to like a lot of the policies coming out, but it's not going to be anything so ridiculous.
Well, Tulsi is the closest thing to a centrist that the left has right now, and I don't think they even accept her as left anymore.
No,
especially with how far the Overton window has shifted.
Yeah.
She's basically center right these days.
Mhm.
Isn't
She'd
isn't that
be basically where
insane?
JFK would be if he was alive right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, Wake Down says no politician thinks for themselves. Yeah, right,
Yeah.
Wake, for
Yeah,
sure.
They're
Bobert does a pretty
lobbyists.
good job of it.
They
There's a
are
couple.
NTG.
they are
Yep.
molding AOC. Yeah,
Oh,
John.
I
there's
don't.
not.
I
Oh,
don't
well, I
think so.
can't even say. I can't. She's too volatile.
But
She's
that's what I'm
too.
getting at. If you got to appoint a VP after using the 25th, then you've got a new VP. You get rid of Harris, and they've got whoever they want in there.
Our
I mean,
founders
if
made it
Yeah.
difficult to change the Constitution, says Lasso. True.
yeah, they
Yeah.
did. I mean, if they're going to
That's
have their
Fine
choice, they're going to
Profit
pick
was
Clinton.
asking, can you amend an amendment? Yes, you can amend an
Mhm.
amendment, but you can't do it with a simple majority.
Yeah, 2/3.
When Johnson assumed office following the assassination of Kennedy, the Speaker of the House was John McCormick of Massachusetts.
Mhm.
Hail, Storyman. Great to see you, buddy. It'll be Mayor Pete. He checks all the boxes. He
I
takes
mean,
all
if-
the sausage.
If Harris weren't the VP, I would say. If Harris weren't the VP, I would say that he was polling too low. That he would be poisoned to any cabinet. But I mean, Harris was the lowest poller in the entire.
She didn't even make
primary.
it to the first vote in the primary.
Yeah, she was. She was
She was
terrible.
polling like 1%. It was historically low. Pretty sure Mickey Mouse gets more votes than her on your average election.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. Not many people are voting for Mickey Mouse these days.
I did today.
Oh boy!
I did a write-in for Mickey Mouse today. I'm looking at like 3 options that I don't know anything about, and none of them. I'm just like Mickey Mouse, Alfred E. Newman, Bob Saget.
Nice. Nice.
And I'm just hypothesizing. I mean, since Chad is asking, I don't know all of these rules. That's why I'm asking questions and talking, because I'm not sure how it works.
Well,
I mean, it's a complicated situation. Depends on what we're talking about, but yeah.
And that goes back to the fact that we're shifting towards where people are going back now, and even people that were in school in the 70s, 80s, 90s are going back and brushing up and refreshing on all the stuff that they can about civics, even the ones that never even had a civics class. They're learning, because right now it's critical to know the ins and outs of how government works, because we're going to have to, because we may be the ones having to rebuild it forcefully one day. And that's just plain truth. And that seriously could happen. ETEP, take care of yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll let you go ahead and say your farewells and get on to doing the wrestling thing. But yeah, thanks for popping by.
Goodbye. Was it? How's that go? Farewell. Avita saying goodbye. I don't know, but au revoir, Shoshana. No, thank you, chat. You guys rock. Panel, you guys are awesome. Drew, thank you, brother. Love you, man. And yeah, I'm going over to the Clown World Review right now to talk about wrestling and the Monday Night War. We're talking October 1996, the 21st, post-Halloween Havoc on the WCW side. Over on my channel tomorrow, we got Going Rogue. If you're a Kazooian, you get the members pre-show stream, plus the big show at 9. The guests tomorrow are, I think, TBD and TBD. So we'll be looking forward to seeing those two creator wrestlers finish out themselves by showtime, and we'll flesh that out later. But I've got the Nitro review coming up for week 7, as I said earlier. Thursday, I don't think I'm doing anything. I'll be recording videos all weekend. We got the live stream Saturday night. And I'll be over on Red Gaze's channel Friday night at 6:15 Eastern for his birthday extravaganza. because Katie said I had to, and I love Red, and it's his birthday, so I'll be there. Absolutely.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you guys. Thank you. Y'all have a
Well,
great night.
we'll see you, homie. Take care of yourself.
See ya.
See you next
See
week.
ya.
Later, bub.
Have a good one.
But you know, and Hale, by the way, it's great to see my friend Billy Ann Cruz in the house. Good to see her. I'm glad that she got my Twitter DM and came over and started watching. So thank you, Billy Ann. Appreciate you. It's great to see you. Um, but no, what I was going to say is, yeah, I honestly do believe, and funny enough, me and Billy Ann actually a few weeks back we had this conversation because I think her and I both believe in our lifetime we'll probably see a second American Revolution.
Everything's sort of building up toward it. If
Lining
not
up,
a
yeah.
second American Revolution, definitely a second Civil War. Is they're brewing a lot of that with the internal hatred.
Well, yeah, they're trying to do that with the division.
Mhm.
But really and truly, if everything goes properly, a second American Revolution is in order. If we're being honest.
I mean, look,
You
we've
know?
got the rednecks on our side, which is a plus. That means we've got all the guys with tricked out Jeeps and Humvees and all the crazy firearms you can think of. They're on our side, and the other side is a bunch of green-haired soy boy,
And
land whales that know how to throw milkshakes.
I still
Well,
got to believe that the lower levels of the military are all,
Yeah.
unwilling to pull a trigger against a civilian.
Well, the thing is this, okay, and then it goes exactly back to the Constitution, and it says that it is the right of the people and actually the duty of the people that if the government steps out of line, if they get out of their purview, if they turn authoritarian, it is up to the people to go and depose that government and start over. That's basically what they're telling you. The founders told you, hey, if this shit gets out of hand again, you have every right to go and depose the government and start over.
And I still think what's more likely to happen before you would get to a civil war type situation is something like this Roe versus Wade situation. I think you're going to see mass exoduses towards whichever states you agree with, and we may have enough to have the convention of states.
Yeah.
And you can restart it that way too, and it may be a restart with a split. Who knows?
Yeah.
Whatever happened with that convention of states? They were talking about doing it. We had enough of the state congresses that were.
We've
in
never
line
had
to
enough.
do that. No,
Trina,
okay.
said you guys were basically saying the same thing, bro.
Yeah, I thought so too. We were talking in chat, but I think you need 37 states. I think there's 30 or 31 that are signed on or pledged to it.
Yeah. So Solar Warden says, I'm told that most of the enlisted ranks will not take part in unlawful orders. Heard that from more than a few folks I know who are in reservist roles.
And we've talked about that before.
I got a buddy Solar that told me the same thing. Orbital Nation, hail PJ, great to see you, buddy. Adega, Dr. Adega, what's up, buddy? Great to see you.
Like, as far as the military goes, I do also believe that there are a lot of people who would not. The question that it really comes down to is it depends on how authoritarian and how quickly things change throughout our military. If people are basically being told that it's going to be either you comply and you follow your orders, or we're going to put your family up against the wall, things might start changing. You never know. It's one of those things of that it's a difficult thing to quantify because each individual person has to be put in that situation, and throughout history there's typically enough people that capitulate and enough people that just don't pay attention or don't care for things to go a certain way. Now, America, we are a bit different in that we prize ourselves on individualism and patriotism and a lot of things, that would make it significantly more difficult to have any sort of true authoritarianism take over the country.
Yeah, TC Burton. Yeah, we talked about that a little earlier before you got here. It's funny. And Jack pointed this out. He said that the WEF uses a company called Europol, which is like a PMC type of organization. And in turn, what they do is when they have an event, usually they're locally or wherever, they go and get some of the local cops. So this Europol outfit pays them. So then, guess what? The WEF isn't on the hook for it. So tidy, isn't it? Sickening. But that's how it works. Oh yeah, it's like a mixture of hired cops and PMCs. TZ Burton, absolutely. Small Time Republic is asking you, Stephen. You mentioned wanting each congressional district to have their own vote in the Electoral College, right? That's a good idea.
Yeah. So the problem is that it'll never pass because the left would never win when you look at the actual congressional maps or the district maps when people are voting for just about any election. You usually have concentration of like blue in one small area and one to three small areas. Yeah. And then everything else is red. Like I know the Georgia map, it was like Atlanta, Savannah, and somewhere way off to the side next to the panhandle of Florida. They were blue and everything else was red. I think that's the best way to really have strong change in the direction that we want it to go without just straight up gerrymandering. I'm actually here. I just put in the chat.
But if you were to do that, gerrymandering would go insane unless you put in strict, we lock the congressional until, for every 10 years for the census. And then it has to be
gerrymandering
rules.
Wouldn't be so bad because it's still going to be that each district is going to be solidified by the district. What they're doing with gerrymandering isn't exactly changing the district. They're changing the county lines within the districts in order to push populations into different areas. But if we have the solidified district, it would just be based on population.
Unless you lock some stuff in, though, they'll just change the district.
Yeah, that's true. They will.
Each city will have 20 districts, and then you'll have a rural district.
Janet says 34 states are needed.
Yeah. Okay. I did just put up in the chat, though, in a response message to Small Time Republic, Razor Fist over at the Rageaholic does a really good video on state electoral colleges. So I just popped that link up there.
Bruce Lombardo says the CDC confirms that monkeypox is indeed the angry spirit of Harambe. Blessed be his name. He is coming to avenge his legacy. Get your dicks out, boys.
Dicks out for Harambe.
That's right.
I took a look. It's 34 to call the convention. It's 38 to ratify anything.
Okay.
So you're not going to call it without knowing that you could make change either way.
Right. TC Burton says we have to stop abandoning the cities. We give up so much when we do that. Yeah, but they're so bad right now, some of them. Well, I know that oh God, the other thing I wanted to talk about was 2,000 Mules. I was actually gonna go and send my buddy that I went to see it with a link, but we're closing in on about 10 minutes left in the stream, so I'm going to hold that for next week. I'm going to hold that topic. We'll get into 2,000 Mules because all I'm going to say is when I saw it in the theater, I really, 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 man, that was an eye-opening film. And it's funny because they're still having a problem debunking it. And they want to debunk it in the worst way. And there's still issues that they're having trying to debunk it. Ashley, it's great to see you. I'm glad you and Freddie are in the house.
Well, since we're short on time and not going into that topic, we could talk about the Washington Post last night saying that George Floyd was shot.
Oh, yeah, that was high comedy, wasn't it, bro? I'm like, what in the hell? Like that is the most blatant screw up that I've seen. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it's Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 black guys too.
Yeah.
We'll just make up anything, throw it out there, then we'll do a retraction that doesn't mean anything because the headline's already out there. It doesn't matter that everybody knows what happened with George Floyd. You either know the
Yeah.
OD side of it or the kneeling side of it, whatever.
And
But there was no shooting, no matter what.
And he's right. And he's in Brahma's exactly right, folks. Here it is. And the Blaze quote tweeted this. The Washington Post said on May 25th, 2020, George Floyd was shot and killed in police custody. His death sparked outrage, wide-scale protests, and calls to change policing. 2 years later, what has or hasn't changed?
Hasn't it also
Wapo,
been 4 years?
You're so bold, Wapo. No, it's been 2.
It's been 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's only been 2. It was during the summer of love.
And then the Blaze says in their quote tweet, George Floyd was not shot. That's exactly right. But I mean, this is the Washington Post for you, but we're not surprised because WAPO, I mean, they're the same people that give us Taylor Lorenz, so we are not surprised.
But they asked the question, what has or hasn't changed? I mean, what has changed is everybody's gotten more polarized because of BS like that. That's why nobody trusts anybody in the media. I mean, you can't even fact check a story that everybody knows the exact answer of what happened in that situation. I mean, nobody is going to trust the media. They're pushing, racial divides. They're pushing left and right divides every chance they get.
Religious divides.
What hasn't changed is that the lefties are going to keep doing it.
Oh, God,
yeah. It's tomorrow.
Yeah,
tomorrow is the anniversary of his sobriety.
Comment of the day.
You think he took those chips with him?
Oh man,
ETEP would have loved to have been here for this.
St.
Floyd of fentanyl.
Yep. And Bruce, I feel the same way, bro. I feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, like even the most I tried to take a more nuanced view of the whole Floyd situation of like what happened, that it was a mix of one, he OD'd. We can tell that from the tox reports. Even if he had a tolerance, and even with his size, he still had like a 3 to 4 time lethal dose of fentanyl, which is already super strong in his system. And at the same time, I think mostly due to the giant crowd that was building around the cops and screaming at them, there was negligence from the police that happened there. They shouldn't have held him on the ground. They should have left him in the car. They already had him in there. When he stopped breathing, they should have done some sort of CPR or something to him, and they didn't do any of that. I mean, they're also following the guidelines that were set for them, but at a certain point in time, you could have a basic knowledge of this guy's not breathing. I should probably give him CPR. There's 8 other dudes around him. We managed to get him under control. The situation
was FUBAR, but
the crowd made it worse.
Tony, Blue-Eyed Recruiting the Base, I will watch that definitely and address that next week. So next week,
I'll check it out too because I've seen it. I
love upper echelon gaming. So that's one of my favorite YouTubers to watch. So yeah.
My problem is they just don't connect the dots quite enough. I mean, I know there's more information that they've got and it's going to come out, but the movie in itself did not quite get it there.
T.Z. Burton, yes, I did see that. I remember that. Vividly.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen a Salty Cracker put out a video, I think today, talking about how there was a raid on a bunch of ballot stuffers? I just saw the headline on it. Didn't know if you guys were familiar.
I think it came out a day or 2 ago.
Yeah. There was already some legal action taken, courtesy of what was in that film, which is interesting. I'm definitely going to have to watch that video that Upper Echelon Gaming has out about it. So, but anyways, I do want to say again, thank you to everybody that watched the stream this evening. We went over. We're about at the time where we usually call it. So I'm going to go ahead and call the stream for the evening. We got through a lot of stuff, and like I said, I will save the 2000 Mules, kind of review and discussion for next Tuesday. We'll get into it then. But I will let these guys do their outros and tell you about themselves. And we will start with Mr. Brahma Bull.
Sure. So, yep, Brahma Bull's the channel over there. I do political. I am going to be talking some gaming, a lot of Dark Souls stuff coming up in the next few weeks, and all the way up through Elden Ring, and maybe even going back to the predecessor, which was Kingsfield, which was my favorite PlayStation game. But yeah, I do a few things. I'm on a few channels. Comics Division, I do Monday and Thursday night, and you can catch me popping around other places. But go check out the channel. Hit subscribe if you like what I say. I'd appreciate it. Thank you, and everybody have a good night. Cheers.
Yep, and we will go over to our Mr. Do Everything guy, our producer, and our panelist, Mr. Freeze Peach Gaming.
Yeah, I hope everybody had a great one today. This was definitely a very dense, hour and 20 minutes we've been going on this. We went over a lot of different subjects, from breaking news to current events to talking about stuff that happened 2 years ago and how ridiculous the news has gotten. This has been a good one. We had a great chat going tonight. You guys were going nuts. I couldn't even keep up with you guys with trying to pay attention to what's going on in the just in the panel and our discussions. You can find me at my channel. Just put it up in the chat, Freeze Peach Gaming. Also, if you wouldn't mind checking out my second channel, especially if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, check out my second channel, LOTR Step by Step, where I'm doing a scene-by-scene review of the extended edition of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. This week on Thursday, 7 o'clock, I will be putting out Farewell, Dear Bilbo. I believe that's scene 5. It's either that or A Long Expected Party. I can't remember. I'm a little bit off because I was on vacation last week. But either way, thank you everybody for coming to this show. You guys in the chat are really what makes all of this. I mean, you're what really makes this roll, and all of your comments coming in really help us constantly. And yes, definitely also give to if you can help out Drew, go over to this link will be going up in just a second to the Taylor Memorial Fund. And just thanks everybody, and thanks Brahma, thanks Drew. Would like to thank ETEP, but he's not here, so screw him.
He knows.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, really quickly, folks. As I said, I want to thank everybody that has helped and done something with the Memorial Fund so far. Whether you've shared it out, whether you've thrown something at it, even just getting the word out by word of mouth, anything. Thank you so much. Even if you sent a prayer, thank you so much. So far, it went swimmingly for a while, and then unfortunately, I've had some difficulty this past month. I made such progress catching up the shortfalls that I had to deal with in the wake of Mom's death, catching up the mortgage, which we had a shortfall on everything. I get to that point, and then no sooner does that happen, they sent Mom out another Social Security payment, then pulled it back out of the account, and absolutely torpedoed what was left in my bank account for the next month to even be able to get through June. So I'm asking if you can, if there's anything you can do, even get the word out, please continue to share the Memorial Fund. If you can't contribute to it, if you don't have the means, that's okay. Just share it out. And if the Memorial Fund link doesn't work for you for some reason, my personal PayPal is on my Twitter. I can receive funds there as well. And of course, we do have the Stream Elements tipping option here. If you do exclamation point tip, it gives you the link to tip via Stream Elements, and you can help out in that form or fashion as well. But I want to thank everybody for everything that they've done, for all your continued support, for your friendship. I love you. I do. From the bottom of my heart, I love you guys, because you're not just an audience to me. This is like a gathering of family and friends, and that's what it's so important. And we have important discussions every week, so that's what's even better. So until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Much love, and we'll see you on the flip side for sure. All righty, let's go ahead and do our outro.
Bye.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi, Coast Casino.
Hey, welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm E. Temple Queen of the Place to Be Reviews.
I am the Patriot, Drew Taylor, aka Supreme Heretic.
The Red Gaze on YouTube, at the Red Gaze on Twitter.
What up, what up, what up?
Hello, everybody. It's me, Vinny.
The voice of Immortal Coil.
Oh, hey, I am the Ghost Bear.
What's going on, Tommy? You get anybody to like this?
Yeah, I'm Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast.
Tone Death rocking.
We have a lot of cool things over there. I did some magic tricks.
Hi, guys. Try to stay here.
My name is Mike